When we think about people who are resistant to change, people who do not want to change, no matter what the circumstance, it's often because they are panicky about something that happened in the past to them, and that's why they do not want to change right now. Today I'm going to show you 3 tips that will allow you to deal with change resistant people better and allow them to create that breakthrough to reach the other side, that is the better version of themselves. Typically, someone who is resisting change at any cost, it's very normal. People are not good when it comes to adjusting to change. Imagine someone who is working non-stop, 6 days a week. They come up onto a Sunday where they're suddenly free. What do? They try and find things that will keep them occupied so that they can somehow continue to maintain the same level of activity. While they actually need to use the Sunday to rest, they actually want to continue the same pattern. It's because we are aversive to change. Because change is caused by something that is different. Change demands us to do something differently than we have already done in the past, and this is a big challenge because it evokes fear, it evokes panic, it evokes anxiety, and this is typically because of something that happened in the past, because maybe the person was lazy for a long time and they never really associated themselves with hard work. Now that they have actually managed to do it, they have made hard work a part of their lifestyle. Now they want to continue along that trend. That's why they continue to maintain that aspect of their self-image that they see consistent with them. This is so typical of why people who are lazy find it hard to become active, or why someone who has exercise as a part of their lifestyle finds it so hard to go back to their old ways. It's because the habits and the mental framework has already been ingrained. Having said that, this is the exact reason why people are so resistant to change, because it evokes fear. We do not like to have things around us change, even if they are beneficial to us. Why do you think that someone who wants to say experience success, earn a lot of money, why do they actually not achieve it? It's because there is some pain associated with it, because you need to go through some degree of pain, of change typically, to get to the other side, to see that success is on the other side. There's no way to get through that without going through the pain. And that's the whole issue. Change resistant people are avoiding this pain. Not the pain of success, they are afraid of the pain that they may have to go through in order to reach success. And that's the whole issue. If you want to avoid this, if you want to actually get someone to change, get someone to do something that they have been avoiding for a great length of time, like quit a bad habit of drinking, smoking, or drugs, or something of that nature, you need to empower yourself and realize that someone who is resistant to change is going through something very normal, and they typically need help and support if they are going to break through this, and you need to be that person. So here are some tips that you can use in order to help change resistant people. Acknowledge the fact that they are actually going through something traumatic, something that is really hard, and that's the very first thing that you need to do. Acknowledge. Tip number 1 is to acknowledge the fact that yes, they are going through something challenging, and it's very normal to experience that. Change in terms of what? What does it mean? Because you need to remember that change is associated with pain. Change is associated with having to do something that's very hard for them. So consider what it is about them that you are trying to change. This may be within the confines of a relationship. You don't really like one of the things that your partner is not a very romantic person, or it's at work. You don't like the fact that your employees are not meeting their targets. They're lazy. There are a wide variety of things that you need to consider. Why are they actually behaving this way? Acknowledge the fact that they are a certain way right now, and then help them get to the other side. Once you've done that, actually list out what it means, so that you have a better understanding of why they are resisting change. So make them perform this exercise. Write down the following things: change is, change isn't, change needs to be, change will be in the future. So once they actually list all of these 4 things out, then you'll have a better understanding about their fear about a certain topic. So let's say it's change with regard to quitting smoking. So number 1 would be change is scary. Change isn't easy. Change will be hard to manage. Change will be in the future one of the most challenging things that I would have to go through. Do you see that someone who is going through change is actually going through something really hard? Think about it yourself. Is there something about you that you want to change, or something that someone else close to you wants to see change about you? When you put it forth like that, there are a number of things that we struggle to overcome, or that we want to do for other people that we aren't able to do. Realize that if you actually perform this revealing exercise, things become more clear. You become more aware, as well as other people around you become more aware to actually support you in this process. Once you've done that, actually make a list of what needs to be done and how you can actually break through this. So communicate this to the other person. Make them make a list of all of the things that seem so scary about change. All of those things, maybe with regard to smoking, or I'm going to have withdrawal, I'm going to have cravings, what am I going to do if people around me, that my friends who smoke, if I do not actually communicate with them anymore, what are they going to think of me? I'll have no friends. So make them list all of those fears. Next, after that, ask them these questions regarding each one of those topics. Ask them, what would actually make this a little easier? How would change be less scary for you? If you can ask them one of these questions regarding each of these topics, you work through each one of their fears, and in the end they do not have a choice but to see the other perspective. What are the positives and the negatives associated with the change that they are trying to make? And usually if you can frame it in a way that allows them to see the positives being greater than the negatives, then they are more likely to change. So it's all about framing. How do you put it forth to them so that they can see the benefits outweighing the costs? And ultimately, the final tip that you need to be aware of in order to help someone who is change resistant, finds it hard to change, it's simple. Don't change them. Don't change them. Often the thing associated with someone who is change resistant is a trivial issue. So actually weigh the costs and benefits associated with them having to make a certain change in their lives. Is it really worth it? Is it really something that needs to be changed? Is it really something that the person needs to go through? Or is it just me being selfish? So question yourself. Ask all of these questions regarding whether there is a strong association between that and what you want to see. Once you've answered that, you've realized that, okay, now I have the entire picture in front of me. Now I need not manipulate the other person in order to make a change in their lives. If you do all of this, I promise you, you will deal with change resistant people like a boss. If you found this video useful, hit the thumbs up button, comment down below, tell me what you learned from this video. Where are you from? What do you want to see in future content? I want to know all of that. And of course, if this is your first time here, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, because you don't want to miss even a single video coming out of this channel, because I am dedicated every single day of the week to making you the best version of yourself and having you perform like a champion in every single area of your life. I'm here to make your 2019 and every single year after that awesome. Let's do it together. Check out all of the videos down in the description box below or after this video, and that will take you to the next level, make you a master communicator. This is Vikram signing off, and I will see you in the next session.